My God, I'll never make you cry.
What's this guy?
Are you guys recording?
Mr. Larry.
Yeah. Begin the new year on a high note. We are very high, and that's the note we'll start the year on. Welcome to ThinkShack in 2024. How was your end of year?
You may or may not have been on mushrooms.
What did you see? What patterns did you see? Did you see a lasso?
Everyone with something really vulgar written at the bottom. No, I did not see that.
On this first episode of the year, we are joined by a very special guest, Major J.J.
Major J.J.
will be giving us information on things you might not have known, but very interesting things. Interesting topics. We're going to be, I guess, discussing some of the news that's been happening and then rambling on as we normally do.
Right. So, Major J.J., you can...
That's not his real name, by the way.
Yeah, you can introduce yourself, just, briefly, and if you want to tell us about some of, the legal things you do. Because that's what they are, right?
So, I'll say I'm a businessman.
Yeah.
He's a business man.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, okay. It's nice to have you here. You have a lot of experience with...
Not so much.
Everything, pretty much.
Not so much, but the little I have is okay. I'm in the streets.
Yeah, it shows that he's street smart.
We know a lot of you on the streets this December. How many STDs did you pick up? Let us know in the comments. If you got chlamydia, put your hand up.
SDGs.
It's a
Standard Development Goals.
Standard Development Gonorrhea. So we'll be talking about the streets and also discussing some topics. I wonder what fireworks were like the most popular this year.
Do you do New Year resolutions?
Sometimes. We actually did this. This was actually one of our first episodes where we talked about the start of the year. It's officially been a year, hasn't it?
Kind of, yeah, because we started roughly February.
We're 1 year old enough to marry if you're a pedophile.
So do you regularly do New Year resolutions?
I do them sometimes.
You do?
Not all the time, but then I don't like to call them resolutions. I feel like they're more decisions.
Right.
I say this year I'm deciding to do A, B, C, D.
So, do you want to share some of your resolutions?
Well, I just want to save up some more, build up my credit. I've actually personally never taken out a loan, so I'm okay financially speaking, but then I would like to build up my credit because the world is built on credit.
Right, it is.
Gentlemen,
it is.
And transgenders and everyone in between.
Right.
So I want to try and take out loans I can pay back easily and then increase my limits. So that's one thing. Invest a lot more and then probably spend a bit less. So in ThinkShack, the only parties we'll be having will be in the studio. And this is how we start off the year. This is the party we're starting with.
It's Bel Air Rosé. What about you, Major J.J.? Do you make resolutions?
Actually, don't do that.
Why don't you?
Yeah, because let me say, every time I plan something when the year begins, it never works.
Oh, right.
So you try not to plan it.
So I love doing things when I'm capable.
Right.
Without planning.
Not waiting for the new year. to think of doing it.
Actually, I don't plan for things. I just happen.
What is the craziest New Year story you've experienced? I remember there's a time, I believe there was an incident at a club or something. You had many incidents at clubs. Interesting ones you share with us. As I try and open this bottle. Which I'm hoping will not need a cord.
Mine was that I got my phone stolen literally on New Year's Eve. It was literally the first phone I ever bought myself.
It was a Happy New Year for the thief.
So
I think the worst one I ever had is once I met some bandits from my hometown.
Okay.
The ghetto.
The bandits might be watching it.
Yeah,
what was happening? Were you walking home?
No, we were just high. Now the high. We're celebrating what's going on. So we let's come to town. Then we're reaching a certain roundabout near, I think, I won't mention the place.
Yeah.
It's okay. So when we reach there, the driver is like, I can't pass this place. So
it was an Uber.
The tuk-tuk.
Oh, okay.
So I can't pass this place. So
the moment of
this was on the way to town. Uh-huh.
So after it's not far from the place we're going, so we just decided let's take a walk. I was with one of my friends, so we're walking.
Oh shit. Guys, I'm about to pop the champagne.
Let's let him pop.
Happy New Year.
Woo!
I did that well. It didn't pour. Oh.
Yeah.
That was a good job. So look, Billionaires in the building.
Right.
Okay,
Rosé.
so like the guy.
And we're gonna drink rosé out of plastic mugs. This is
Like the
beautiful.
cultured swine we are. We need actually one more mug, please.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll do it later.
Oh, you won't drink right now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because of the mask.
Right.
He has a very handsome face. He doesn't want you to see it and be blind.
Right. That makes sense.
That's the only reason we wear masks, by the way. Look at me pouring.
So you guys were taking a walk through the place, and
Yeah, then there's a group of like 4 or 5 people coming from the opposite direction.
Mhm.
So we're walking then.
And how many were you?
We were just 2 people. So
Wow.
so the guy we with is like it was the first, like he was on the front. He meets these people like hi. Then
That's how it starts.
no, these people I think they did not intend to do something, but
Okay.
the moment they found out that we were afraid of them, so they took advantage of that.
How did they find out? Like you guys were acting weird?
The guy in front started running from nowhere.
Why are you running?
Oh my god.
Why are you running?
So running from nowhere, then I'm also drunk like hey. Then these people are starting to change the direction, like they're facing me now. I also have
It's kind of like one of those monkey see, monkey do things.
Yeah.
So-
It's like if someone comes running at
So
you
like,
in town.
You're just gonna run.
So I'm trying to cross the road to the other side, then the pavement between the highway. Then I fell. I
On the
fell
highway?
down.
Wow.
So they took advantage of that. I did not think of screaming or anything, but they took my shoes
So you're just quiet the whole
and
time.
everything in my pocket. So
Oh my god.
You were just quiet the whole time. They're just taking stuff out of your pocket.
bro, what will you do? You get some jabs down there.
Yeah, you're right.
So that happens. So
But it's
I
weird.
stayed calm. They took it and left.
Oh my god. Wow.
It was a sad night.
That was a terrible way to start.
That's a horrible way to start the new year. Let us know your terrible New Year stories in the comments.
What's your worst?
I don't think I have a terrible New Year story apart from the one I told you last year. But then it wasn't really that terrible. But I mean, I've never really had a bad New Year because most of the times I'm always in the house. Just always neighbors, which is what we did this year. We had like a barbecue. I mean, I don't think I've ever had any bad New Year stories.
So mine was I got robbed of a phone. I just bought
Robbed
it
on the phone or off?
of a phone, like pickpocketed actually. And I just bought it for myself. The first phone I ever bought for myself. After working really hard. It was a Sony Ericsson, the flip phones. That's how fucking old I am. So
those things used to be expensive by the way.
Right.
Find like a communicator would go for like
right.
10K.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know if you guys remember this concert, this gospel concert used to happen in years. It's called the TSO concert.
Yeah, but you got robbed at a gospel concert.
That's the worst of it. So I went to the concert. I had the phone in my pocket. And I just got like, it was so funny because, interestingly at that time, at that concert, people were grinding on each other.
Yeah.
Like,
which music? The Rose Muhando?
Yeah, I mean, like gospel, hip hop, and whatever. It's fine. There's some good gospel
Wait, speaking of which,
music.
what does Shushanyabu mean? Does it mean like take off your underwear or what?
No, it's about the fishing nets. It's Jesus telling the disciples to, lower their fishing nets.
Why does that sound so popular? I thought it was something to do with like taking off your underwear.
It's like basically sowing your oats, like Shushanyabu, like
What's nyavu?
Nyavu is the
Sounds like
fishing
something
net.
nasty.
Nyavu is the fishing net. Wavu,
It
nyavu.
sounds like something.
Actually, nyavu is the plural of wavu. Wavu is the fishing net. The one used to catch fish, and then when lots of them, it's
Nyavu
nyavu.
sounds like nyap.
So you knew this before you did some research after the song.
No. I just happen to know Swahili. I'm from the coastal area.
So you Shushanyabu before.
Right. So what happened at the place is that I think at some point I met this really cool girl who started grinding on me.
That's how it starts, ladies and gentlemen. Always.
Yeah, and that's how my mind was just fucking gone because in the meantime I didn't know she had accomplices who were like, filling up my pockets.
Shushanyabu.
Yeah, exactly. And they came out with a big catch. It came out on my phone. In fact, the funny thing is, I had my earphones plugged into the phone and the earphones were hanging around my neck, so they just took the phone and left me my earphones.
They were kind of thieves.
And this happened, I realized this had happened like just literally a few minutes before the countdown. So as everyone else was like 10, 9, 8, 7.
You're like, where the fuck is my phone?
Where the fuck is my phone? It's the worst way to cross over for me.
5 weeks ago, off, you're like, oh,
it was barely 2 weeks after I bought that. It was the worst because everyone around me was so happy. Like, you could feel it in the air and I was so fucking depressed. Like, I had a fucking bubble of depression around me.
Behind you, like, yeah.
There was a force field of depression.
So because of that, have you ever been high until you start looking for your phone?
Yeah, I all the time.
I think
it's right in my hand.
In fact, I was using the light from my phone.
To look for your phone.
And I'm getting mad to my friends like, bro, where's my phone? And everyone is looking for the phone.
I once got so high while watching a movie. At some point, like, I was really happy with the actors, so I went and made them some tea.
Wow. You're watching a movie, man, and made the actors some tea. I remember, like, episode 13.
I remember this one scene, it was raining. I had to rush out
to get an umbrella.
No, to go get my clothes off the hanger. I'm just shitting here.
You know, I was once so high, I locked my door and I was going out. Then I went down with a padlock.
So why did you leave there? The key?
Yeah.
I think it's few days ago.
Yeah. No, it's many days. Not just one day.
Okay. I remember once it happened.
Yeah.
Right.
So I locked my door with a padlock is indicative of where I live.
I think we can now just I think we can now just dive right in and get to the first topic, which is what's her name? Starlet Wahoo. This has been quite piece indeed.
Well, I don't know it to be quite honest.
Yeah, so Starlet Wahoo is said to be, and I got like a few videos of her. I can actually show you. You know, she's a socialite, but she also happens to be the sister to the infamous
show pastor, the priest or something.
Yeah, Kanyari. You know, remember the 310 scam where he used to get people to
many scams actually. Yeah.
Exactly. So actually, this is Starlet. You can see I'm gonna get the guys at Podstart to do the overlays, but here it is. So this is.
So happy. My brother surprised me with a car.
So I think this is when she got a car as a surprise from her brother Kanyari.
How old is Kanyari?
I have no idea. You know, here she is like wanting money.
It's the weirdest thing. How do you decide to just post the things you get online? Like,
I actually,
with the whole video.
I found it interesting. This is a really old video because these are the old notes. You remember? Yeah. So that's Starlet. So what happened?
So it turned out she was actually a shower.
I don't know. I don't know.
But on this video, she's claiming there's an elder brother called Julius. You can hear. Thank you, Julius, something like that.
Oh yeah.
So that's the elder brother.
That's the Kanyari guy. Yeah. So so what happened is apparently she had gone to this Airbnb with this guy called John Matara, and
turned out to be a weird serial killer.
Later on, she was found with a stab wound in her thigh, which just happened to get I think the vena cava or some other really large vein, and she bled to death. And John Matara himself also had wounds. He was found later at Mbagadi Hospital, getting treated, and that's how he was arrested. So, there's a lot of questions about what exactly happened. In the room, they found used HIV testing kits. I'm hoping they were both negative. They found condoms, which I found really weird because why are you testing for HIV?
Imagine if your HIV test was gender fluid.
How does that work?
It identifies as both sexes, so it's either positive, it's both positive and negative. You have a little bit of AIDS.
Just a little bit.
Sometimes you might hit someone, sometimes you might not.
Yeah, you're HIV Aladdin. That sounds like that old from that movie Aladdin. So they found that, and of course there's been a lot of speculation. There's some people are saying that he's a serial killer. Others are saying that John Matara runs like a ring of scams where they call ladies, and they entice them to come to Airbnbs. Then while there, they hold a knife to them or some other weapon or beat them up.
Is that really a scam or just
force them to call people?
That's robbery. That's not a scam.
Yeah, and then they force them to call people, all their loved ones, to contribute money so they can raise a certain amount. So some people are, theorizing that maybe that's what happened, but Starlet wasn't going to go down without a fight. So in the ensuing struggle, he stabbed her, and then that's, she.
I don't think that's not really a scam. That's more of armed robbery. But it does sound like an interesting.
When you're lured into it, as a trap, because you just meet someone, maybe they talk to you for a while, maybe they buy you some stuff or whatever makes you think they're rich.
A scam shouldn't involve any kind of violence. There's a scam I heard called Fata Bahasha.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe Major J.J. could tell us about it.
Just a minute. On the Starlet Wahoo story, still.
No, we're still on it. We'll still come back.
Okay. So, well then we can hear yours and then I can continue because there's like an interesting angle. But I'll mention it after Major J.J.
Okay, so there's one simple scam that happens in our daily life on the streets.
In Nairobi.
Mm-hmm.
Not only in Nairobi, so it's now more popular in rural areas because
the city boys got smarter.
Actually, yeah. So it's simple. Whenever you go to a bank to withdraw a huge amount of cash, so you always not alone, and that money is always not yours alone. Yeah, so it's either it's yours or you lose it all.
Wow. Okay.
The moment you at the counter, there is a teller who knows how much you've withdrawn. Already,
so this is if you're withdrawing directly from the bank.
And this is any
not
bank.
at an ATM.
This is any bank, right?
This happens. Let me tell you, this happens to people who are going to buy a car, or like or like you're a contractor of
large
construction site. You're going to pay people cash. You get so those are the targets in most of cases. So
people with money, but somehow.
So the moment you withdraw, let me say, even $1 million.
Yeah, a large sum of money.
There's a teller who has who is in a ring of scam.
He's the inside man.
It happens in every bank.
Right.
So they'll snap you and give all the information to someone. Immediately at the door, there's someone waiting for you. So this guy is to play low so he can get to know which car you're going to. The moment you get in that car, there is a convoy of maybe 3 cars following you indirectly.
And you'll never know the whole
You'll
day.
never know. Wow. They can follow you forever until the place you park your car. You get it? So, the place you park your car, they'll come also. It happens, maybe you'll go to a restaurant, maybe an hour.
And you can't walk in with $1 million,
go
right?
take
so
a
you
car
leave the cash in the car.
You get it? So when you go there, there's someone following you until where you're going. You'll never notice, like they're so wise, they know how to do it, and they dress so presentable. You can't suspect anyone is a thief or something. You get? So they know how to steal that impression.
Most scammers don't look like scammers, or most criminals don't look
exactly.
Like
so at the moment you're sitting down there taking your cup of tea, or the moment you just left your car, at least you can't see your car. He's on a call. He's on a call back there, like, okay, you can do your thing. So they have a piece of metal. It's very funny.
Yeah.
A small piece of metal.
Is it like a crowbar or like something big or just?
It's probably flat.
It's something that pocket size.
You can fit in your pocket.
Yeah, it's a pocket size. Wow. So
it's flattened, isn't it? It's like a sheet.
So
they don't destroy your car.
They'll destroy one piece of mirror. So you see the car at the corner near the mirror. There's near the window. There's always one mirror, smallest one. Like I think you're in your car. You have it. Yeah. Like maybe in the front, after the door, there is a space there.
Yeah. It's the corner. It's like basically, imagine this is your car window. So there's like there's a line here, and then there's a little triangle.
Yeah, a little triangle.
Yeah.
So the rubber holding the triangle with the car. That is the work of the metal.
Don't jam it inside. But what I was saying is they don't destroy your car. You won't have evidence until you get to the car.
Yeah.
They won't like break the glass.
So it happens very quick. They will break the.
Also,
the
they
smallest
remove the
glass.
rubber so
Yeah.
that the window is detachable.
Yeah, so they will detach it from
Mhm.
them. Yeah, then one hand open the door.
Right.
They have your money.
Wow.
And
So-
they're gone.
So he'll go just inside and sit comfortably and count.
And you told me there's actually
Okay.
like
The branches.
they'll get cars for that. Yeah, they don't have their own cars because they need to
Yeah,
drive really fast.
yeah. So be careful whoever you give your car.
Right.
You can
right.
give a friend your car and you don't know what he's going to do there. So
One thing I can see is that, one possible solution, if, I think the most obvious solution is just, never handle physical money.
Yeah, that's-
if you can avoid it. But
okay, for you can choose never to handle physical money, but there are people who must handle physical money.
yeah, exactly. So I was saying the other solution in the event that you must handle physical money, I think, is go straight to where you need to make the payment. Don't stop anywhere in between.
Exactly.
Don't
Don't waste
if you're going
time.
to
Don't
pay your
do that.
workers, go straight there to pay them. If you're going to buy the vehicle, go straight to the
Actually, there's a
dealership.
case of one contractor was conducting one big building in Kisumu. So the guys followed him to the workplace.
Right.
Okay. It's like this is what you do. You always withdraw money at certain time and take it there. You always so they have everything they've been following you for a while. They know about you. For a scammer to come for you, he knows.
Studied you.
Scammer is someone who studies your daily activity and knows
They do
you
their
this and that.
Some scammers are actually very smart.
The same as the guy who was trying to scam you. You understand?
Yeah.
Some scammers are actually
He's
very
trying to
smart.
be your friend and know what you do. Like, who is this guy?
There's an
He's
interesting
trying to
one.
be close.
There's an
Right.
interesting one I want to
So-
share with you, Ramsey, about this particular scammer who is like he's designed a whole game of like he understands psychology so well.
Okay.
So his game is car hire.
Right.
So he has a lot of games, but I can tell you, I'll call him maybe X.
Yeah, we call him X.
So he's I'll call him a genius in the scam world. These are things that can happen to you, but you can never notice.
Right.
Okay, so this guy, he does everything bad and good.
Because
If you know how to assure,
It's well balanced.
yeah,
Everything
it's well
should be.
balanced.
in the end.
So you know the way you can there is this thing zinakuja. We can speak Swahili.
yes, we can.
Yeah, of course.
A few words in there.
I think the editor will just
Okay, so no
put in
problem.
a translation at that point, right? So as long as we don't overwork them by speaking too much.
A few words here and
then.
there.
It's okay, it's
Yeah.
okay. So like this slip on the Moldova thing, you can take a motorbike.
Lick
you
up
pay-
on the port,
you-
yeah.
It's
you
like a
pay-
finance
Pay slowly. Yeah.
you pay a small deposit.
Mhm.
He's into that frame, so that is what he does. He will take maybe he will invest his money on this. He'll take maybe 100K, and maybe he's going to pay a deposit of 10K for one bike. So he'll find someone broke in the village and talk to him nicely, like I want you to do this and that for me. I'll pay you this amount of money, maybe 2K or 5K. He'll pay you, then you go with him there. He'll sponsor and pay the deposit. You'll be given the motorbike. Immediately, that is how he goes.
So
he's going to
he
sell
pays the
them.
broke guy to go hire out the bike.
Actually, this thing is like you buying in installments.
Yeah. So who's buying? Is he going directly to take the bike, or
No,
is he?
he's
getting-
using someone else.
else.
to get-
Exactly, that's what I wanted to know.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so he's
he's
using someone
using
as like a
someone
proxy. It's like just like I'm the one who wants to buy. Go to Jean's like, hey, I'll pay you 5K to go take this 10K and
Exactly.
pay the down payment
So,
of that bike.
so immediately he has a workshop. He has everything like.
And so that means also it's Jean's details
Like
in,
this,
in the, at the
let me
company.
say, these are well
Like
built.
that.
Like this, is like a company. He has people in the garage. He has people who does this. He has market. He's like, sell me your car. You're broke now. Take this money. Let me. Then this guy is thinking in 2 days time is coming back. Okay, how much you'll give me? 700K. Okay. Then give me 650. Then you go with the car. After we finish, you'll give me 50K. Now that is how I think he inflicted this guy's money.
Yeah, it's like it lulls you into a false sense of security because you feel like one of the cool things I've ever seen is that one of the ways that a scammer or con man like cons you is by giving you the false impression that you're the one conning them.
Yeah, it's giving you an offer that you feel like you
feel like you're the one getting an unfair advantage.
The full name for conning or conman is like
confidence game. Yeah.
So they give you that confidence. You trust
confidence,
them.
man.
Exactly.
So this guy buys the car.
Mm.
Take the car. We'll do the paperwork, and you also like the friend is also like impressed. Like this guy gave me an offer, okay? Like he's happy. He's going to celebrate. He bought a car, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Then this ex is going to look for some, good cops and bad cops.
Mm-hmm.
So there are bad cops in the crew, like ones who can do anything for
you can pay them for anything.
So he's getting some detectives.
This Bel Air is really good.
It's really good. It tastes
amazing.
So
he's giving them a portion, like they'll ask for maybe 10 or 20% of the business.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's 650k, I'll give you 70 or 100k. You get it?
Mm.
So they'll agree to anything you tell them. So they'll go to ambush the guy who bought the car.
And say that he has a stolen car.
There's a stolen car and there's a report.
So
They'll fake everything and even make a nobby and backdate it.
Mm.
So they can make everything clean. Okay? You're the one getting arrested and charged for stealing a car.
Right.
Yeah. Also, the same time he's doing that, the car is coming under registration of someone else, claiming that that guy stole the car. So he stole the car and sold to you. You understand this? So that is what happens.
What I appreciate about this is it's like magic, because once the person hears the car is stolen, they want to dissociate themselves from the car. Like they don't even want to follow up on the guy.
Yeah, that is why it's better. Like you have to be cautious on the streets. If you want to buy something on a second hand.
Okay, so I can already see a solution to this problem, just based off of my own personal experience buying vehicles. Okay. This is the importance of a motor vehicle sale agreement. Putting it on paper, because that contract is what you can use, signed by the other party, to show that there was in fact a legitimate sale happening here. And another thing is, unless they have a way, like they have someone on the inside of the NTSA, before you buy a car from someone, you must check their full names as per the ID, do an NTSA search, and verify that they are in fact the owners of the vehicle.
I wanted to let you finish that point so I can tell you about the loophole. The interesting thing is this Mr. X here, he didn't hide whenever there was any issue. Sometimes he would use his own ID. He would do all those things, give the documents and everything. Yeah. And then when shit hit the fan and the police started looking for him, he would stay there and wait. He wouldn't run away from the area.
So like it's very complicated. I'll say. Okay, you can con someone if you're a scammer. You can scam someone. There are two different people in the game. There's just someone who leave it and walk away, and there's someone who follow decide. I want to get angry. I want to know who's.
I think that's what happened with Franco Becchi. So the other guys, Franco Becchi.
I think I
some people took revenge from that. Those are the type of people.
So the guy he did not take the law side. He took the jungle law of the jungle. I think you understand that.
Okay.
So he went to hire some goons and thugs. Let's go and ambush that person because we can see him is somewhere enjoying and doing all his shit. He's enjoying your money, like he's enjoying your money. Is that someone who'll con you?
As you watch.
Okay, listen to the worst side of this thing. He'll con you, then he'll make you laugh. Like he won't give you time to fight him.
Yeah.
Immediately he has your money, will use it to lock you up.
Yeah.
So that you use the little money that you have
to get out of the jail.
So you can come out.
To get yourself out of the shit you just got into.
On this case, this was a bad one. So this guy went and had some goons, and we're going to look for this guy until we find him. So on a day they found him on one famous joint.
Some extreme joint.
Yeah, enjoying with some two ladies, and they come in like, is this guy? So they calling him with the name he used to scam this guy, and he's like, hey, who's that? I don't know that person. Like that person was a Luo. So I don't know. I even don't understand Luo.
He has a different ID with a different name from a different tribe.
Like okay, you're not a Luo. Give us your ID. He'll give you an ID showing is coming from somewhere in Butere inside.
And the smart thing is
the smart thing, he knows the language.
Exactly.
He can speak the language. On this one, he met someone who's coming actually from that place. And to make it funny, he has done all of research. He knows everything about that place.
Because there's so many cases of mistaken identity. People tell you look like someone, but you're not him.
And he's also speaking.
You can't argue with that.
From that. So he wins.
He wins. You can't.
Like even the guns are turning to this guy like, hey, this is the wrong person.
The thing I found really interesting about that story is the psychological manipulation. Like, as long as you have a certain image in someone's head, like it doesn't matter. You could be someone else entirely. If you know how to like manipulate their image of you or how much information they have on you.
I don't know, when I hear scam stories, I mean, I find them really interesting. But for me, I always approach it from the perspective of taking the scam story, fully breaking it down, analyzing it, and figuring out how I can avoid falling victim to a similar scam. That's why, for example, after he tells his story, I'm thinking, okay, fine, where are the loopholes? Where did this guy come from?
Lessons to be
So first of all, make sure you have an agreement. Second of all, like on the ID thing, I'm already thinking, just verify that the picture is actually the person that you're looking at. And if not, then, and you can kind of tell because everybody has a gut instinct.
There's something I was saying, like a scammer will always be close to you until you believe anything he tells you.
Right.
Can you, I'm your friend, I'm your closest friend, and you see me with this guy for more than 5 years.
Right.
You have to believe
it's mine.
You have to believe.
Right.
Okay, when I tell you it's mine, it's mine.
Information management. They really manage how much information they reveal to you. They carefully craft the exact picture of themselves that they want you to have.
The more stories that come out in the media about scamming, the more I realize this thing is like an art form. It's like an art form. It really is.
So this guy is very famous actually. I mean, and a lot of times I think he scammed one of the biggest bloggers so far. That is why this guy Edgar Barry was scammed by this ex.
Wait. What was the Edgar Barry scam? I'm actually curious.
Actually, I don't know the I don't know the details, but I know it's about fake dollars, fake money scheme, something like that.
But what
this is a story that you can verify.
Okay, this one is verified. I think Edgar Barry exposed all the wash people because of that.
Right.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen Edgar Barry speak about that particular scam.
Why do you think Edgar Barry moved away?
Actually, that was one of his first articles when he started this blog.
And that's one of the reasons why he's not in Kenya anymore. He moved away because a lot of people want him dead.
I'll tell you a lot of people who are being hunted by scams.
Right.
This comedian, I don't know if he's a comedian or they call themselves content creators.
So it's a subset.
This guy,
subset of
Terrence Creative.
Yes.
Right.
How does he know all that stuff about scam?
Because he was scammed before.
He was scammed before.
But for Edgar Barry, he was scammed with fake money. This was
right.
We can multiply this money.
Right.
But you realize to avoid a scam, all you need to do is avoid the 7 deadly sins. Because scamming takes advantage of what? Greed.
Actually, you want something easy.
Right.
That is what scammers do. They're punishing lazy people.
They are nature's agents.
Exactly.
They're the hand of God.
They're like natural selection.
I'll give you an example. Okay,
social Darwinism.
For example, let me see, maybe a school. A school there. Its office. But just waking up in the morning and going there to do an inquiry is so difficult for you. You just need to Google the name and find the number there. You just find a number on the internet.
So literally anyone can launch a number.
Exactly. You're calling it and hey, is this so and so school? Can I confirm their rise or so and so and so? That's a scammer, man. There's a scammer
That's
there.
an opportunity for scammers.
Actually,
scammers are entrepreneurs. They find gaps in the market and they
know.
them.
And anything you'll tell a scammer, maybe in a different field that he doesn't know, he will find his own statements to make you satisfied and believe that this guy is telling the truth.
I've actually witnessed a scammer in action. It's really incredible to watch. They're like actors. Especially when they're doing on the calls and everything.
It does require quite a bit of acting.
There's a way you know someone, and then when you see them in action,
different.
That's you clap.
Deserving of an Oscar. So back to the Scarlet Wahoo story. One interesting angle that a lot of people are taking to this is, and I'll play this for you. You remember sometime back, there was a story of a woman who got, don't know why it's still playing. There's a story of a woman who got thrown off a building. And Shafi Uru and friends spoke about it.
Distasteful comments.
No, I don't know if he made distasteful comments. Just the thing is, because at the time, what he was saying, well, the general message that he and his friends were saying was that a woman should not go meet a man that they don't know, because in that case, they're putting themselves in danger, and that when that happens, and the woman, like gets in trouble. Then in a sense that she should bear some of the blame, and people were like really mad at the victim blame.
Exactly.
But when something like this happens, because everybody agrees that we shouldn't have gone and met a man that she didn't know,
stranger,
then it kind of like vindicates what Shafi said. Because like if you remember, this was the video.
The 20-year-old lady who last year found a date on Facebook, went on the first date, and after that she couldn't be able to. She became immobile. Yes, she's still living because apparently this man she found on Facebook invited her to a building in the city. They were having a date on the 12th floor. And guess what happened? What happened? The guy tried to make moves. Like Jaguar.
Like Jaguar, what the fuck?
And then guess man. Like, yo, I'm not doing this. I'm not about this. The guy pushed her over. And the 12th floor. Wow. She's crippled. I'm calling on all the ladies.
This is 2021 with the pandemic and all the problems that we're facing.
What are you telling the ladies,
I'm telling the ladies, you guys need to play hard to get. You need to be unavailable.
To me, it sounds like he was saying it really was very light-hearted. He wasn't saying it in a bad way, honestly.
Yeah, so like this whole thing with Scarlet Wahoo has caused a lot of netizens, Twitterati, as I like to call them, to kind of like revisit that whole topic and be like, hey, you guys were just like
you crucified
you crucified the wrong guy, because look at this. This is like a real part of what's happening, and
it's a very sad case of I told you so.
Exactly. I'm gonna get the studio to play the whole clip. It's a 2-minute 18-second clip before we continue. But
we're having a conversation around Eunice, the 20-year-old lady who last year found a date on Facebook, went on a first date, and after that. She couldn't be able to. She became immobile. Yes, she's still limping and because apparently this man she found on Facebook invited her to a building in the CBD. They were having a date on the 12th floor. And then guess what happened?
What happened?
The guy tried to make moves like Jaguar.
Netflix and chill.
And then guess kidogo man. She was like, yo, I'm not doing this. I'm not about this. The guy pushed her over.
The 12th floor.
Wow. And now she's a cripple.
Damn,
and I'm calling on all the ladies. This is 2021 with the pandemic and all the problems that we're facing.
What are you telling the ladies,
I'm telling the ladies, you guys need to play hard to get. You need to be unavailable. You cannot be the Chileans who have just been called to go drink gin and then you leave 40 kilometers away. Unatoka Thika.
Wacha hizo.
Unajileta kileleshwa.
Situmetuma fea.
Ama unatoka Buru. Unajikuta
Unajipata Kitengela. Mountain View.
A place you've never even been.
Shafi by
see a stranger. Things don't work like that.
Okay.
So, I know you're both dating.
Hey.
The big Q.
Don't give Edgar news this morning. I'm not dating.
My point is this.
Yes. Tukona kamutu.
What do you think Kenyan Chiles, whether you are dating or not, are too available? Are they too loose? Are they too willing? Are they too desperate? And that's why they're getting themselves caught up in such situations?
Wow. DJ John Farmer, I'll let you take this one first.
There are two ways of looking at it. Hapa kuna maboyo machizi. We have guys who are crazy.
Yes.
And me as a guy, says it to take both sides.
Okay.
So what I will say is,
toa testimony. Toa testimony.
Bro. Kuna wale wako too available. Kuna wale bro,
You're a DJ, of course.
So there are two ways. Maybe the chick that I'm interested in, manze bro alinzungusha 6 months.
6 months.
And that's what women need to do.
Na bado unamfuata 6 months.
Lakini sasa yule mwenye utaki,
6 seconds.
Yeye anakufuata.
Gone in 6 seconds.
When I was on Tinder, when I used to do Tinder, like I was surprised at the level of like the fact that these women like a lot of care for themselves. Like I would chat to someone and then they would come over to my house.
Right.
The next evening, without even with 3 messages, they will come over do you have no concern for yourself or your safety?
Did they pay their own fare or?
Yeah, they did. It's the weirdest thing. You don't have care for yourself. I really do.
Let me tell you one thing.
Either that or you just have a lot of charisma.
Okay, let me tell you one thing you don't know about these dating sites. They're agents. Not everyone you chat there is a lady.
Well, it's a guy with a big beard, naked,
and a pot belly.
Actually, this is one of the businesses I do.
Okay.
So I'll tell you, I can create a pseudo.
So how does it work exactly?
So I'll just create an account.
Pseudo account.
Okay. And find some fine, sexy lady.
Right.
Yeah.
They happen to be
a lot of pictures. Okay.
Right.
And you can see the pictures in famous places like this is 1824. This is okay. So I'll start chatting men, and let me tell you one thing: men are horny out here.
They will pay for it.
Man, we horny, man.
Speak the truth, man. Speak the truth.
Horny, man.
Loud and clear.
There's a lot of followers.
Louder for those at the back.
Say I'm horny and I'm proud. Horny and proud.
My favorite is when they say men are also cheap. It's so easy,
But I mean, think about it. If men are
cheap,
cheap,
will fall for anything in a skirt.
Here's the logical argument. If men are cheap, why are there women you can go and negotiate for $250 on the streets? Is it men who are cheap or is it women who are cheap? Who's cheap?
Everyone is cheap.
Everyone is cheap.
Okay.
It's just the market.
No, what I mean is that, I guess the cheap thing kind of mangled up the
I'm not arguing with you, I'm just
actually, let me change it. I just saw that so much men are cheap as they are easy. So, any woman can get a man. Literally, you ever heard the saying, men fuck who they can, women fuck who they want?
Yeah.
It's that's how easy men are. As soon as he gets an opportunity to fuck, he'll go for anything. Women he would not date. Women he would deny.
What's fuck?
Literally in daylight, in broad daylight. I don't know that woman, but
you would deny them like Peter denied Jesus.
Exactly.
Oh, that bitch! No.
Men are just too fucking easy.
It is true.
Okay, so as continuing. Okay, so when you just DM any lady there, you start asking for, I'll tell you, I chat men every day, every night. So, 90% of men are looking for sex.
Of course.
That's why they pay for Tinder Premium.
That's our evolutionary driver.
Tinder doesn't get any subscriptions from women. It's men.
On this 90%, there is maybe 85% who are looking for hookups. So, think of this as a business. On a business,
I wonder where is that.
Give it a business view.
I wonder where is that 90% Jean
we've been
with the women that keep coming to his place after 3 messages.
Honestly,
is it the 90% that want sex, or the 85% that want hookups, or the 50% that actually manage not to get scammed?
Honestly, I think I'm between the 85 and the 90%. I'm just between the.
Because you always get them, yeah.
Actually, you must be in that world to know it. So. Immediately, I get a man looking for hookups. I look for ladies. On the other end, I know how to recruit.
Do you have the ladies before you find the business, or do you have the business before you find the ladies?
Actually, I have to look for ladies before. I recruit ladies from those online websites.
You're in Nairobi, you have to be sharp. Use your brain.
Yeah. So actually,
from
those online dating sites, I'll get a lady I behave okay, I'm looking for hookup. Okay, I know you need to hook up. Then I'm telling
you just connect.
I'm telling the story okay, listen, I'm an agent. I can be giving you some VIP plans.
He's a broker.
I don't know how I feel after texting my dick pics to an agent, and then they reveal, actually, I'm not a girl, I'm an agent. But
I didn't
know.
I'm so naked.
This whole interaction has been irreversibly destroyed. I don't want to see you. I don't want to communicate with you in any way.
So I'll say maybe,
I just want to go crawl up in a cave and die, of embarrassment.
Okay, I'll say maybe in Kenya it's clean. I've done it in the Arab world. I've been a pimp in Dubai. Some days. Okay, so the Arabs are so dirty, man.
I mean, there was
a nigga will send you hi, and the next thing is sending you a dick.
It's here.
It doesn't know.
I have a question though. How does it feel while you're chatting? Because you're the marketer, really. Have you gotten so used to you don't care, or is it how is it the first time you're this shit is weird, man?
So that is why I surround myself with crazy women. they know what I do and we do it like it's okay, it's fun.
Is this part of life?
Yeah. Well, there, I won't mention the place, but I was there. I could bring 10 ladies in a B&B, then get naked, let's have fun, let's party. Then I'm just like, I go live on maybe Telegram or something. Okay? So they're watching like, hey, where's this place? Like, a lot of people are interested, like, what's happening here? So, honey man.
I mean, the Arab world was...
That's how he says it. Like,
no, I mean, the Arab world was where they had...
They are.
You remember Porta Potty? You remember Porta Potty? That's
in my viewer section.
It was like, for the Arab world, like, people get together to shit in a bucket so that women can slide in their shit. That's the most demented
Or shit on the women.
It's the most demented thing I can think of. Like, why would you come here with your kanzu, pull up your pants and shit, and then you come in a line, you queue to shit in a bucket?
Let me tell you, it's not an easy work. It's like
weird.
Convincing a man who has a wife and kids to wake up from his bed, and take the car and drive many kilometers away just for sex. It's not easy to convince a man to do all that.
Right.
And again, he's going to pay money then. He has free posts next to him.
But you know, I was on Tinder for a while. I always figured out, like, but I didn't want to believe it, but I always knew that the people I was chatting, sometimes they were not the real people. Like, you're just chatting a guy behind a sexy face. That's all they were. Right. Because some of them were too easy.
Okay, on my research on this, like on the hookup world or what, like I'll say Asians. Asians are very horny than we are, man. This niggas are
where is their population in decline?
They have sex for not for
at least the Japanese. I mean, the Chinese are pretty.
I don't know what happens. Like an Indian Uber guy can even wank when he carries a sexy lady.
What? That's
Uber guy. Oh, like the guy is like he's just looking at the mirror like. It happens, man. It happened to one of my girlfriends back then, man.
Smacks of repression.
I have an ex who actually used to tell me those stories about Indians. He said that
they're so horny, man. I don't know what happened to their hormones. Or is it that they eat a lot of spices? What happened to them?
It's because they're many. The ratio of men to women in India is actually 1.1 to 1. There's more men than women because of infanticide.
Man, and let me tell you one thing about Asians. They're illiterate. I don't know what type of education they get. I don't know
gentlemen, this is why we wear masks.
I don't know, like I don't know. I was in a world where they only sent illiterate Asians, so I don't know. I don't know if all of them behave like this. They can never. I'll Bengali to be specific. Yeah. I hate these people. They're so damn
like the French on. Fuck, man. That's the word they like.
Bengali, listen. A guy, listen. Now this is what the ladies always tell me after I send them a client. Okay, I'll chat a client. He'll tell me I'm from Bangladesh. It's okay, and I'm offering how much.
This is when you meet them on the dating sites and you reveal that you're an agent.
Exactly. So I'm offering a certain amount. Get me a lady, like, okay, they'll choose. I need slim. They like slim ladies. I don't know why. If you like for us, we like big booty. For the black one.
Major J.J. always says there's some women who are built for speed and others who are built for comfort.
Yeah, exactly. So we love comfort. They love speed.
So women are made for compost.
The guy, maybe the guy is a construction worker. Okay, he never took bath for maybe a week.
Oh, what the fuck?
Like they have some smell. 99% of Bangladesh or Bengalis are.
This is when you were like in Dubai and Qatar and all that.
Because of that.
Okay.
So this
is like the vast majority of Indian guys we're dealing with like the construction workers that have been imported into these places to help develop the place.
Exactly.
Right? Like these are probably the poorest Indians out there.
It's different. Like different nationalities, okay?
I know Indonesians are there.
Yeah, so this is how they categorize. Africans, they are strong. But Asians, they work fast. They make things quick.
Okay.
So they employ Africa in the security areas for task force, like every strong jobs. You get it? But these Asians helping the construction. That is like a big percentage of Asians, I'll say India, Nepal, Pakistani. Okay, they always work as on construction sites. So there is this nationality in Nigeria. They're very wise people. They can't get visa to Qatar.
Right. Nigerians actually have a very bad rap for visas.
So this is what they do. They'll go to Ghana or any neighboring country, apply for a passport there, get a visa. When they get there, they go to school. They don't go to work. They will learn something. They will study something called safety officer. That is big percentage of Nigerian men and women.
So they have to invest some money though, right?
They invest some money,
but upkeep while going to school and the school fees, I presume.
The funny thing, they mix it. So they'll do scam. They go to classes. So even when they get
arrested, how many people are involved in scams.
Right. How many Nigerians?
Not just Nigerians, but
I will speak basically in Kenya, man. Okay, let me ask you a question. These upcoming art musicians, or like maybe these musicians who just boomed from nowhere.
You're talking about an interesting one, Charlie Poppy.
Who's that? Charlie Poppy is, I think, is one of the most famous.
Honestly, I feel like these stories are so interesting. Today we can scrap off meme review. We can.
No, it's alright.
We just.
Only that we have 10 minutes left.
Yeah, like for the rest of the 10 minutes.
I saved it.
Oh, okay. Sometimes you tell them that you're an agent.
I've never told. For me personally, I've never told someone I'm an agent.
So they never know.
I play it a lady until the last minute.
I was telling Ramsey.
Even when you were in the Middle East?
Sorry?
Even when you were in the Middle East?
Yeah, actually there it booms. It makes a lot of money.
I was telling Ramsey, the interesting
do research about that.
I was telling Ramsey,
the pimps on the other end are called chatters. They chat for ladies.
I was telling Ramsey, the interesting thing is if someone falls for it, they never just pay. They never pay just once. They never pay just once.
Yeah, actually, let me tell you, many people are just doing this for the first time. And the moment you do it and get one girl who does good service, you'll save the number. So when I chat a client, I'll tell him I'm staying at the so-and-so apartments, just come, okay? Yeah. When he gets there, I'm telling the lady, go downstairs, meet the client.
It's very close, it's marketing.
Like the lady will not know that I was chatting on her behalf, and the guy will not know that I was chatting.
It's just a broker. It's very, it's ingenious.
Like I'm playing the lady all around until the fucking time. Now I'm not there.
Right.
Okay. Now immediately he gets there, he'll pay the cash. Immediately he pays. I always tell them payments only by
40% commission.
So immediately he gets inside the room with the lady will ask for the money first. Send my cash. Immediately also I'm asking for my commission.
So he sends the money to the lady and the lady.
But I also wanted to find out. I wanted to find out as a pimp, like if you, what happens if a lady decides she's not gonna pay the commission? What happens?
Okay, before you start working with the lady, try to find out who is this. I don't work with
background check.
Yeah, I do background check, and actually you can fall like you end up you pimped maybe the lady's a thief or something. It happens.
But there might be some people
it has happened to me before when I'm in the Arab world. When I'm in the Arab world, it happened for me. It happened to me.
Like to just deal with the thief.
Yeah, so I just hooked up a lady to one Arab guy. So the lady went to the house and saw a lot of cash. It was like, so the guy is a sleepy donkey or sleepy dog.
There's an interesting word you told me for this, because it's called flashing someone. You flash them with money. Like you show them this is what I have.
So it isn't about boobs?
No, that's different. I think if you get time, we can come back to that.
Yeah. So we might have a season 2. Let us know in the comments if you'd like to have Major J.J.
Yeah, if you'd like to have Major J.J.
So the moment the lady sees a lot of money, she was like, okay, and this guy is sleeping here, the door is open. He's got a lot of money. So I used the number registered on the other end. Thank God it was not registered on my identity. Someone's like, we live in the streets, we know how to find these things. So this guy traced the number that he was chatting.
It's crazy. People go to crazy like this.
Believing that that's the lady. Okay, so they tracked a guy and he was arrested.
Wow. Poor fellow.
It's crazy.
He was completely oblivious.
But again, 7 deadly sins.
That he was no more than a
7
pawn in
deadly
someone
sins.
else's game.
Greed,
You
lust.
know, the funny thing,
Nah, but which sin did you commit to have your number
Lust.
stolen from you?
the funny
No,
thing,
he used someone, he impersonated someone who's perfectly innocent, like a total stranger.
impersonation.
Listen.
Actually, no scammer will never impersonate. Will never. All scammers do impersonation. That is what. Actually, that's a scammer. Like you have to show something that is not you to someone to believe that this is me.
What
Yeah,
I've
well,
learned from the story is...
my point
Okay.
is, the number you were using belonged to a total stranger, right? So
Okay.
this guy, after being robbed, tracked down the number. He found the total stranger. Total stranger got arrested for something he has no knowledge of. That's why I was telling Jean. Like,
But,
he
you know,
didn't
actually,
commit any of this.
Listen. It ends that after they will do the investigation,
They'll
they
find
will
the
find out
innocence.
it's not this
They'll
guy.
find your
Yeah,
innocence.
but his day's still been
It's just a
ruined.
minor
You know, it's
inconvenience.
he probably got a
It's
few
a minor
punches
inconvenience.
and slaps at the police station that he didn't deserve.
It didn't get much,
I'll say it like a scammer never cares. I'm telling you again. He'll do something, he doesn't care the outcome.
It sounds like there
As
should be
long
like
as-
a code of the scammer, like, you know, like,
I get what I want. I don't care the outcome.
you know the way there's like a code of the samurai, like a Bushido code, there should be like a code of the scammer.
You know what
He's a
I
scammer.
appreciate though? What I appreciate
never
is
care.
that
That's rule number
is
one.
that it's not necessarily like they're not taking anything from you by force, the scammers.
Let me tell you one thing. Okay, for me personally, I can do anything. Apart
You do that,
from killing.
Through Christ, Jesus
No,
Christ,
anything. No,
strength.
I can do anything that, as long as I'm getting money.
Oh, okay.
That gets me money, okay?
As long as
Apart from, I can't join a cult.
get fucked in the ass.
I
no.
can't get fucked in the ass. I
No!
can't be gay.
We refuse
Never.
that.
Okay?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is why we wear masks.
And lastly, I can't kill someone for money.
Yeah.
And
You could kill them for something
but
else.
I can do anything to get money from someone as long as
Except kill them.
as long as
You could beat them to within an inch of their life,
like it's just
but you wouldn't kill them.
Let me say like it's just a
Just
brain.
say you
It's just-
get them when
Okay, this is
it's just
you paralyze them for life.
how you manage your brain.
But killing them is where you
Okay,
kill them.
I'll say it that way. How you manage what you want to do. Okay. There are many ways to get money, but people always mess.
But you know
I
what?
can do anything, but like that is what I'm trying to mean. I can do
Yeah,
I
anything to
understand.
get
It's a
money.
mind game.
Apart
I
from
get where you're going.
What I was gonna say is
it's a mind game.
as long as you're not getting hurt, I know. Okay, you can get hurt you can get an emotional damage and you'll recover. Man. You're a man.
It's a psychological,
You're a
it's a
man, wake up.
psychological theft. It's psychological.
It makes you smart at
process.
the end of the day.
Okay, like you're a man. Wake up.
Yeah.
You have to go and do something.
Here's the interesting thing. Some people, you know, we all have
Are we out
different.
of time?
Okay, let me-
Oblivious.
Some people see this as like an art form. They see it as
Yeah.
magic. So we all have different interests. So
Yeah.
I guess some people.
So, let me say it's a gift. I can detect a scammer and I can detect a thief. Yeah, I can detect the first 5 minutes I spend with you. I'll know
Right.
because I know how scammers behave. I know that language, and I know how this bandits and what they behave.
Right.
The first time I even saw your friend, that
Yeah,
guy,
you're like,
We
this
knew
guy looks-
he was-
I even texted this guy.
Yeah.
This guy is not.
It's not legit.
Yeah,
I think maybe it's worth like spending these last minutes telling them about the other scam I realized through the story because the views.
There's also the scam for Kenya Rising where like apparently Kenya has gotten the most startup.
It's not a scam.
But I mean,
It's
do you know any of those
fact,
companies?
because I actually did some research. I'll show
Alright.
you.
I wanted to
For
talk
me,
about
for me,
that
my
idea.
angle was and has always been that most of the startups, most of the startups that get funding in Kenya are owned or founded by foreigners.
Right.
So I have M-Kopa, for example, that raised 200.
M-Kopa is by foreigners?
Yeah, it raised $250 million in 2023 in startup funding. And just so you know, the founders are a Nick Hughes and Chad Lawson. Those are not Kenyans. Then there is Wasoko, which raised $125 million, also owned by foreigners. This one was started by a Daniel Yu.
So they're not exactly Kenyan companies.
An Asian based in California. Yeah, we've got Africa Healthcare, which was started by an Indian. Victory Farms was started by a white guy. Lipa later raised $12 million.
That was also by a foreigner?
Yeah. The only one here that I found of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 random startups I looked up, the only one I could find that was started by Kenyans was Lipa Later, which raised $12 million in 2022 and was founded by Eric Muli and Michael Mina. These are the only Kenyans on the list.
Had to be a minor.
Yeah. So the thing is, one of the questions Trevor asked is which startups it is. Like most of the startups that are getting all this funding for Kenya to be such a giant actually happen to be owned by non-Kenyans. So that's a thorn in our side.
So they're not exactly Kenyan.
The other thing is, while Kenya did get like $800 million in total funding,
that's $80 billion.
Yeah, $800 million. Yeah, it's about $127 billion. So even though it got that in 2023, it was actually a decline of 25% because in 2022 Kenya had like $1.1 billion in funding.
Jesus.
So you could also argue that partly this might have to do with, say, the political climate that we have locally. Because one of Trevor's questions was, can we say the government is still giving a good, like a conducive environment for entrepreneurship despite all the taxes? Well, the answer is no, because actually, and while I'm not necessarily trying to connect it to, though I am, that would lead to reduced funding for startups if we have like a high tax environment. So that's the big thing I'm seeing there. It's like we always have this perennial problem. Because Trevor's last question was, is it just that we're not seeing the opportunities? I think that's partly it as well. We have this perennial problem where foreigners come to Kenya, they see a gap in the market, they exploit it, and then they have like a lot of connections abroad, right? They know all of these venture capitalists in Silicon Valley and whatnot, so they get the funding. And the companies, the startups that make it in the country are, foreigner owned.
I just have a question. Why don't we see these opportunities also?
I think it might not entirely be that. It might possibly be partly that, but it might also be that there are a lot of Kenyans. Maybe for every foreigner who comes to Kenya seeing a gap in the market, there's probably like 2 Kenyans who saw the same gap and tried to start a startup. But the Kenyans do not have the same access to the funding networks in the United States, in Silicon Valley, that the foreigners do. So if you're a Kenyan, either you need to build those networks or find a way to bootstrap yourself to the point where your company blows up, or partner with a foreigner as a co-founder and then use their networks to get that funding. That is also part of the problem. It's not entirely that Kenyans are so
I remember even
unoriginal.
On Lions Den, which was like the Kenyan version of Shark Tanks, where people would come in and try and get investment. Every time you saw a Kenyan business, like there was like promising, they had to have an Indian or a foreigner attached to it. The storyteller, no, not Vinny, but Benso. Benso was actually one of the people who pitched the Shark Tank to the Lions Den. It was very interesting. But they had
what was he pitching? You told me the story.
It was called what was it? Electric Avenue. I don't know.
Electric Avenue.
Was it View?
That's that place in Westland with all the clubs.
Yeah, he used to make EDM music before he started making Bypass. You went to Pornhub and such Bypass. But anyways, before he started doing that, he was doing EDM. So they tried to make like an entertainment company, but they had to have an Indian come and pitch their idea to live.
Yeah, there's a lot of and I hate to use this word. There's even like there's I keep forgetting the name of the founder and the name of the company. But like there's a startup that's just dedicated to making games, like African games for Africans, so you can download.
I've seen it, I think, on YouTube or something.
Exactly, white guy owned. Completely. I know I follow the guy on LinkedIn. I just I don't remember.
But on that note, we are out of time, so that's definitely something to think about.
But really, I mean, let the listeners tell us if you'd like to see Major J.J. back on another episode. Please let us know. I personally really enjoyed this. I'd love to listen to more of his stories.
To say in the scam world, it's simple. Kilala class, there's someone waiting for your money. They need to scatter your Kilala class. The moment you get into it and send the first money, you're a customer. A lot of scams will be following you like this.
Don't be a customer. Stay safe.
Yeah, the moment one scammer will get money from you, they'll come in different styles and they'll find you. So ukilala class utalala zaidi.
Yeah.
You lose it more.
And let's not
be careful out there.
So I feel like it's such a nice pithy saying, let's not trouble it more. Let's end the show there. I'm Ramsey.
I'm Jean, and this is Major J.J.
And this has been the Scam Shack.
ThinkShack.
See you next time.
Happy New Year, motherfuckers.
Cheers. Your dad is a motherfucker.
Yeah.